Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. So in this video, I'm going to tell you how to apply a skilled worker visa for UK, and this can be applied when you have certificate of sponsorship from your employer. So when you get any job in UK, so usually employer will give you a certificate of sponsorship, which allows you to work in UK with that sponsorship. So if you want to work in UK, you definitely need a sponsorship. So if you have a sponsorship, then you can apply to the skilled worker visa, and once this visa is approved, you can visit UK and continue with your work.
Now, way to start is so you can just directly type in Google skilled worker visa UK, or in the official website like www.gov.uk also you can search with it. But it works always for me whenever I search directly from the Google, it will take you to the direct link. When you search from the gov.uk, sometimes you may get landed into some other link. So I always prefer doing this. So from Google, you can type this and you will be landed here. So this is the official website which will be talking about skilled worker visa and how much it costs and what should be your job so that you are eligible for this visa, and what are the different documents you will need and what are the different steps or different things you would need, you have to understand before applying the visa. So let us go into that. So I'm clicking here on the skilled worker visa. So these are all the different things where you can see in the skilled worker visa official page, which will give you all the information you would need before filling the visa. I would say go through each one of them and understand what are the different things that are applicable for you, and then you start the application process. I'll also explain few important things which you need to understand before you apply, but I would also suggest to go through these ones before you actually do, because situations or the scenarios which we are in might be different from someone else or my situation. So it's always good to go through all these documents before you actually start your visa. Okay. So, in order to work, as I said before, in order to apply for the skilled worker visa, you would need a sponsorship. And if you have a sponsorship, we call it as certificate of sponsorship, which will have all the details of the employer, like COS code and what is your job, what is your pay, and everything. I'll show you a sample document also after some time, so which will be uh, useful for you while you're filling your application. What are the different fields that you have to match the application and with your certificate of sponsorship document. Okay, let us go into the details. So first, if you see the eligibility, so you, in order to apply to the skilled worker visa, you would need a certificate of sponsorship from your employer. Okay, and it should be in the list of eligible occupations. See, if you have already received certificate of sponsorship from your employer, that means your job is in the list of eligible occupations. Then only your employer can give you certificate of sponsorship. So if you have COS, you don't worry about all these things. Okay, and if you're giving if your employer has given you COS, he should have given you the minimum salary that is eligible for the skilled worker visa. So that should be also covered as part of COS. So there is nothing to worry from your end. So here you can see the specific eligibility depends on your job. So based on your job level, there will be some conditions, but usually this will be taken care of by the employer. So you don't need to worry, because if you have received COS, so he'll give the occupation code, your minimum salary, and the time duration, everything in the COS, which meets all the UK standards if he's a legit employer. So that is also important when you're getting a certificate of sponsorship, from where you're getting, from which employer. Is he a valid one, is he a fake one? Always be sure, always be confident about your employer, whoever is providing you sponsorship, so that you will know that you will not be in trouble later. Okay. And now, so for this UK visa, just like any other visa, you have to prove your knowledge of English. So, how you can do this? There are two ways how you can do this. Okay. And one easy way is if you have already graduated and if you have completed your education in the English medium university or a college, or whatever you have studied, like graduation or post graduation or PhD, whatever is your recent education that is more than graduation, that you have completed that in the English language, that can help you here. I'll give you more details. Okay, now let us go into the details of this knowledge of English, what you have to prove. So, if you have completed your graduation or any higher studies in English, this is the way how we can prove our English proficiency. But in case if you have not completed your graduation in the English medium, you have to take a test. So there are few providers who gives this. So we know many like Pearson, and there are so many providers who will give you or who will help us in getting the test done. Okay. So yeah, here you can see the Pearson, PSI services, IELTS, SCLT, like this. So we can use any of this. We can use any of this test to get that English proficiency, and we have to get that result or certificate before actually updating to the official website. So whatever the test you are taking, you should make sure it is from this list. So you have to take any one of these tests, and you have to get the marks those are eligible for this visa, and then only you can apply. But if you have already graduated using English language, I would say that is the easier one and the quick one. So how we can do that? So click here. This ECCTIS is the one which will help us in getting that certificate or this English proficiency proof, so that we can upload the same in the visa application form. So this is also applicable for the skilled worker visa. That's why we are here. So there are many things what they provide, but our requirement is visa and nationality service English proficiency. If you would like to use your bachelor, master's, or PhD degrees to demonstrate the level of your qualification. So let us click here. So it will tell you what are the different things and what are the different documents you would need. So you hold a qualification, that is bachelor's, master's, or PhD. Okay, and you have completed that in English as the only language of instruction. Okay, and then how you can apply is you can just directly click here. It will give you more details. Let me click it here now. So this will provide services for many people as we are individuals. Let us click here. And then I'm applying for a job in the UK, or I'm applying for the home office, or different scenarios. In my case, in our case, like we are applying for the skilled worker visa, so it's for a job. So I'm applying for a job in the UK, and I want to work in construction, or earlier setting, I want to work in another kind of job. I'll go to another kind of job. And then here, what is the purpose of your application? So I need documents to show evidence of my English proficiency based on my degree. That is what my purpose is. So what you will need, let us click on what documents do I need. What they will see is they'll see about your college, what is your curriculum, what is your result, and what's the degree, and if it is enough to prove them that you're taught in English. For example, the final certificate, official marks, transcript. Okay, if for example, if your certificates are not in English, they would need translations also. But if your certificates are in English, which is mostly done in our Indian colleges or universities, so we'll get it in English, so there will be no problem. But if you are from any other countries, you would need a translation if your documents are not in English. And if there are any name changes or data mismatches, make sure everything is in place before you apply to this, so that it will be quick approval. And along with this, we should give a small document or form which is stated by college. Okay, this guy or this girl has completed graduation from a college, and he was taught in English. There is one more document to it along with all this, which will prove that you are being taught in English. I'll show you that sample. So this specifies that your medium instruction is English. So if it's done along with your other documents, you can share this. This process will take some time. So before you apply to the visa, make sure you do all these things and keep the document ready. So once you upload all your documents, for example, if you click on how do I apply, it will tell you like how to create. Okay, we have to register here. We have to register to ECCIS account, ECCTIS one, and then you have to upload all your proofs. Okay, and once you upload all your proofs, and then you will receive a letter from this ECCTIS which states that you are eligible, and that document you would need to apply to the visa. Okay, and this is charged, and it has two things. One is normal track, or you can also use the fast track process, which will give you little quickly. If you want your visa and all these documents to be done quickly, you can do this. So usually it would be around like 15,000 when I have done, they will also deliver a physical copy or also a digital copy. If you want a digital copy, you have to pay some extra bucks for that. So you can click here, delivery. So if you see here, they will deliver physical and digital delivery also. If you need it quick, you go for the e-statement or the digital copy, and it's always good to have a digital copy with you. So you can, I mean, you have to pay some extra 7.5 pounds for this, and then you will get the digital copy. Then you are ready with this step. So the knowledge of English, this can be proved to apply to a visa. I'll continue the next steps in my next video. Do watch. Thank you.